Did it do the job? It's done the job. Look at all of this. Not a problem. These sausage rolls are awesome. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we are doing something a little special. We're going to bring together the Christmas treats. We're going to cook it in the air fryer. You've been asking so many times, what about an air fryer recipe? We're going to make it in here. Now don't fret if you don't have an air fryer. Go and buy one. There's a link in the description. No, seriously, if you don't have an air fryer, this can be made in the oven as well, okay? We're going to knock up four things in here, niblets for people coming round, okay? We're going to knock up homemade pork pies, we're going to make sausage rolls, we're going to do a bit of a brie, cranberry puff pastry thing, probably cut them into squares and fold them up, and we're going to do mince pies. So we're going to have 4 things cooked in here. It cooks at 3 different levels if you use a wire rack in there. We're going to give it a go. Come on, we can do this. Of course we can. It makes it easy today. We're using puff pastry, store-bought, and we're using short crust pastry, store-bought. The only thing we've done is made some hot water crust pastry, and that is on the channel and it will be linked in the description. That's for pork pies. Let's get on and do it. Come on. Okay, what we'll do is we'll make up the sausage meat first and then we'll make up the pork pie. So in here I have pork mince. We're making this really easy. It's pork mince from the supermarket. So we want to just hit that up with a little bit of salt. Want to hit that up with a little bit of black pepper. Want a little bit of something in there, don't we? A little bit of white pepper. Got some sage. We're going Christmassy with a little bit of nutmeg in there. Want a couple of tablespoons of breadcrumbs, panko style breadcrumbs. Now if you've got butcher's rusk, use that. We're making sausage, but this is a quick way. We can all do this. In there, about a tablespoon of water. Get your hands in, mix it up. In we go. Now this wants to be sticky, so give it a good mixing for about 5 or 6 minutes, or even longer, you know. Depends how quick you work and how hard you squash. There's nothing better than making your own homemade sausage rolls. You know, you can tailor this to how you want. You know, you can do a sneaky one, you can put the sausage meat out, you can put a line of mozzarella, you can fold it over, and you've got cheesy sausage rolls. Okay, that will do. Chuck it to one side. I'm just going to wash my hand and we're going to make the pork pie filling. Okay, I've got pork mince and I've got pork shoulder. We are going to make it a little bit traditional pork pie. Okay, we want to take some of this meat and we actually want some little cubes of pork. Okay. When you're looking at pork pie, you know, when you bite into a pork pie, it's got lumps of meat in there as well, which stand out, always. So this is just pork shoulder. Okay, we're going to chuck that in there with that pork mince. Job done. Okay, so we got pork shoulder, we got pork mince. We need to put a little bit of seasoning together. A little bit of salt in there, a little bit of black pepper, and we're going to do white pepper again. We're keeping roughly with the same theme as the sausage rolls. We're going to go sage. Want to flavour it up, don't we? And we're doing that nutmeg again. Get some flavour in there, come on. Want a little bit of water. Now they say cold water, but any water. Mix. We want all that mixed together. And that's going to be our pork pie filling. Again, give it a good mix in, about 7-8 minutes, whatever it takes. Let's get it all sticky up together. Now what you can do, again, you can put breadcrumbs in here and water. Okay, give it a different mouthfeel. But pork pies, you know, a small pork pie like this, we don't need to do it because we're going to actually stick some Branston in the middle. We're going to put the pickle inside the pork pie. And it's not going to be such a big solid mass of pork, you know, it's only going to be a small pork pie. We're doing minis. Perfect festive bites cooked in the COSORI Turbo Tower. Whoa, hey! Well, we hope it cooks in the Turbo Tower. We're going to give it a go, aren't we? Come on. That will do. Let me get my hands washed. So that is our pork pie mix, our sausage roll mix. Come on. Okay, what I'm thinking is we're going to cook the sausage rolls on there and we're going to put the mince pies in there. We're going to do the pork pies in there and then we'll do the brie cranberry bites because they aren't going to take long to cook. So what we'll do, we might flip that over. We should be able to get some mince pies under there or on there. Let's have a look. Right, we want some sausage rolls on there. Now I'm going to use one of these because, as you know, sausage meat can drip. Now I would like them, but I'm not sure anybody else would like sausage dripped mince pies. Now, but if we put that on there, that's going to create bad airflow. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to cut a couple of vents in there, I think, little holes. So we're just going to do that. It's like being at school. So just a couple of little, now if you can get a perforated one of these things, use that. If you can't, follow my lead. Oh, there you go, a nice pretty pattern. And what we should get is that on there, like that. So we've got a base, we've got the air that can circulate round, and hopefully we're not going to cover the mince pies in sausage juices. Hopefully. There you go, that's what we're going to do. So we've got quite a lot actually of sausage meat. We should get quite a few little sausage rolls out of that. So all you got to do is get our puff pastry and stuff that in and roll it up. Take your pastry, take some of our sausage mix, roll it into a thin sausage shape and put it in there. That don't get much easier, does it? And then roll up your puff pastry. Roll it all the way over. Now these are going to be big sausage rolls, but we want minis. So we need to be cutting them, obviously. Come on. So we want to be in there. So now we got mini sausage rolls, okay, on a lined sheet. Okay, let's just carry on. Come on. So there we have it, beautiful sausage rolls ready to go. Now we are going to put these in the fridge, but what you need to do, you can just put one cut in if you wish, or you can try and be posh and put two in. It's not really worth it. We just want one in to vent this when it cooks, and we might as well do it now. There you go, beautiful. We're going to stick those in the fridge and we're going to make some pork pies. Now I've got these little tins and that's what we're going to make them in. I think we're going to get away with using about 5 of those in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I've got different sized tins, but we're going for mini pork pies, because what we'll do is we'll cook them and we'll cut them into quarters so that you'll end up with nice cut little mouth bites. So we want a little bit of flour on there. And we want to start rolling. Of course we do. Now we are going to go a little bit thinner than I would for a big pork pie, just simply because we're cooking in the air fryer and I actually want the pastry to be cooked. Now I think if we take one of these things and we do that, don't do them all till we know. Okay. We take one of those. Now what you should do is grease this. So we've got a little bit of butter there, look. That'll do. Whiz that butter around there. Get that. And we're going to put that in there. So what we're doing, because this thing is cut slightly too small, get your pastry in there and stretch it in there with your fingers. It doesn't matter. Okay, push down and stretch up the sides. We've got those going on in there, look. That's looking superb. Okay, we're going to do that with all of them. That's how we're going to do it. Alright, just squash it in. Now the thing is, with hot water crust pastry, if you stick your nail through it or anything like that, patch it. It doesn't matter. Okay, this is just making it easier for us, so we are going to use this. Okay, now what we're going to do is bob some of this in all of these, and then we're sort of going to push it to the side. Oh, that might be too much. We're going to sort of push it to the side and make a hollow in the middle. Open them all up like that, because we want to drop some Branston in there, and then we're going to close it over. Now we don't want much, we want about half a teaspoon of Branston in there. This is my homemade Branston, which we made a little while ago on the channel. We want lids on there. We want 5 lids on there. Bit of flour, come on. So we want 5 lids, come on. 1, 2. I mean, come on, how easy is that? You've got to vent that. Now, the pickle might come out, but we're not bothered. Right, this is one of those nozzle things that you just put on your nozzly bag and off you go. Right, but it's got that end on there, hasn't it? Now, we are going to use some egg wash on this, so we might as well use a little bit of egg wash to go just around the inside of that pastry lip there, because we're actually going to stuff the lid down and hopefully it'll seal up against the side. That is the plan. One of those, I'm putting it inside the, squash it down, squash it in. That's our pie, ready to go. As easy as that, look. Right, come on, let's get on and get them all done. So there you go, that's our superb mini pork pies. Look at that. Now I do think that the Branston's probably going to bubble over, but not to worry, it's going to give us a nice sticky pickle on the top of there. Right, we're going to egg wash these in a bit, but we're just going to put them in the fridge to cool up with the sausage rolls, probably about 15 minutes, and then we're going to make some mince pies. Take your ready rolled pastry. This is mine, obviously. Give that a squidging up, look. Now what we're going to do, we're going to actually put the mince pies in the bottom. Now you wouldn't get a little 6-hole tin thing in there. I've got some individual cheap tin things, you know, you buy these from the pound shop or whatever, you know, the cheap shops. So we're going to do 6. So we got one of these. It's about a 4-inch, I think, something like that. So that should about do it, I reckon. Let's just try one to see, just in case we have to come bigger. That is beautiful. Okay, right, another 5. 1. We're going to want little lids, aren't we, for these? So I reckon if we take one of those, yeah. So I want 6 of those. 1. So let's have that off there. Put to one side. Let's get our pies put together. So you guessed it, it's a nice straightforward one. You take your mincemeat, Robinson's mincemeat is the traditional one in there. Bob that in there. I'm not bothered about sealing it. If it all bubbles up round, that is fantastic. It's all going to stick together, so we don't worry about it. That is our beautiful mince pies ready to go. That should cook in there. Okay, all we need to do now is clear this away and start with the cook, and then we'll put a brie thing together with some puff pastry. Okay, what we need to do is brush over these with some egg wash, straight over the sausage rolls. In fact, yeah, we do. We're doing it like this, and then we'll put them actually on that paper inside there. I was going to just take the paper out, but we're not. We're going to do it on here. Come on. It's got to be easier, isn't it? Okay, let's just put that there. We're going to chuck some sesame seeds on in a minute. Right, our pork pies, same. Our pork pies, same. Everything gets an egg wash. Brilliant. Okay, let's just chuck those there. Let's get on with these mince pies. Mince pies the same. A little egg wash over there. Okay, top basket. Pies. Pies in there. Now they're quite big, these. I was going to try and put the brie bites inside there, but when you look at that lot in there, I'm not so sure. Anyway, in the top basket, all these are going to be cooked on bake, not air fry. Bottom basket, mince pies are going underneath the sausage rolls. So they're going in there. So we got those sitting in there, and then we need to put this over the top like that. And what we're doing is putting those sausage rolls on top of there. Now they might puff up and they might stick together. Are we worried? No. We just pull them apart. Now I do want to put some sesame seeds on there. Try not to put too many through to drop onto the mince pies, but that doesn't matter really. A bit of decoration on the mince pie ain't gonna hurt anyone. Will it work? I've no idea. Come on, in there. We're gonna go on, we're gonna match them all actually, and we want to go to the bake setting. So hit the bake, and oh, it's on 165, that's absolutely brilliant. Time, we want to come down to 18 minutes, that's it. And just hit start. Let it do its thing. So these we don't have to rush, we can put these brie bites together. What I've decided to do is put a little bit of brie cheese in the middle of all of those. And then put a little bit of cranberry in. I'm going to fold the corners in and just nip them together. I think that's the way to go. because it's only a bite. It's nothing major, you know, we're not having no big snack. So we're going to do that, look. Let's just cut a couple more for these others. So we're going to take a little bit of cranberry on there. Now that could be too much, we'll see. But we want that little bit of sour sweetness in there. Now, here's the plan. Will it work? No idea. A little bit of egg wash, like that. Don't wet it too much, we just want to make it sticky. Bring the corners over. Clip it together and bring that up there and clip that. And bring that up there and clip that. Now these things might pop open as they're baking and we are not bothered. Okay, the bites. So this is where you need the nice little dainty fingers of a pastry chef and not a bricklayer. Come on. It's all smelling good, but I've no idea what's happening. 18 minutes. Oh, look at those. They are fabulous. Leaked a bit. Now I was going to put the brie bites in there. I'm not going to bother. We're going to bomb them in the bottom after we've cooked these. Look at those. Come on, let's get them finished off. Might as well have a look down here as well. Oh, look at those things. They are doing really well. Now I'm going to go bake again, and we're only going to do 4 minutes because we need to be changing it out. So we'll do 5 minutes. Okay, it's on match and hit start. There you go. Off it goes. We need to get the mince pies out. So, in here. Oh, come on. Look at those things. They look absolutely sensational. So, what we're doing is we are coming in here. We're going to get this rack out somehow. A couple of these spoons will do, I reckon. Right, we want that out of there. Nice and steady. And look at those bubbling goodness there. Look at those things. Come on. What a great idea. So we need to get those sausage rolls back in there. Come on. Now I'm really not sure that they need much more cooking, to be honest. So we're going to put those in there. Now I don't really think we do need to go up much. Actually, we're just going to go up to 175 and we're going to bake for about 6 minutes. Okay, I think those sausage rolls are done. I mean, come on. Look at those. I think those pies are done. They're coming out. Oh, look at those. So what we're going to do is drop those in there and we're going to bake those for 8 minutes at 165 whilst we sort the rest of this hot stuff out. Out of there, onto there. And all we got to do is wait for those pies to cool down. We'll get them out of the tins. Well, there you go. Look, we've got an array of pastry there. What do I think? Well, I think it's done the job, but the pies, I'll be perfectly honest, the pies are cooked, but every one was stuck in the tin. Every single pie was stuck in the tin. So we're going to cut that one open and have a look. It's still hot, actually. But, you know, we've got to get in there. We've got to see what it's like, haven't we? You know, the COSORI's done a great job, really, you know, because we've piled it up, we've stacked it up. Now, if we'd have just put in layers and cooked like sausage rolls in the top or whatever, and only sausage rolls, we could have monitored them, you know, but we've cooked everything in layers. Has it done the job? It has done the job. I mean, those sausage rolls, I can tell you now, I've pinched a couple, and I've pinched a couple of the brie things already. The brie things are very, very good. They're Moorish. Everybody walked past had one, so the brie things have gone down already. Okay, come on, we need to have a little try properly. Cut that pie and see what it's like. Come on. So, right. Come on, as you know, this is the favourite bit. Did it do the job? It's done the job. Look at all of this. Not a problem. These sausage rolls are awesome. They are beautifully cooked inside, excuse me. They are beautifully cooked inside. These are wonderful sausage rolls. These brie things, I can tell you now, are absolutely fabulous. They really are good. That is off the charts. That buttery pastry with that brie in there and that cranberry, that is sensational, and it only took 8 minutes to cook, so that's a good thing. The pie, let's get in here and see what it's like. I think all this black stuff, and probably why it's stuck, is because I tried to put Branston in. So let's come in here. This thing is still hot. So when it's cold, it might be better. Oh, look, you can see it's steaming. And you can see there, look, we got the Branston in there. Oh yeah. It's a little bit warm, that. I've never eaten a pork pie with a fork before. Oh. Oh, that's delicious. Did the Branston make a difference? No. Not at all. Not at all. I can't even taste that Branston in there. We know it's there, look. Look there. Just make the pork pie. And the mince pie, oh come on. Santa is very happy. Oh, that is sticky goo right there. What do you think? It did the job. Do you think it's too much doing the job? You know, like I say, that stickiness and not getting those pies out of those tins, I've never had that before, ever, in all these years. However, I didn't put Branston in before. I was hoping to sweeten it up inside, but you know, it didn't make a difference. Don't do it, just make the pork pie. Sausage rolls are exceptional. The air fryer does fantastic sausage rolls. In fact, it cooks anything with puff pastry, boom. Absolutely fantastic. Now, if you're interested in one of these air fryers, you know, there's a link in the description. So check out the link and, you know, there might be a deal on. You never know. Do I think it's a good appliance? I do. I think it's a fantastic appliance. I think it needs cooking with all the time to get used to the dual cooking in the tower. I think it's a fabulous air fryer. So there you go. If you like what we're doing, share with your friends. Tell them how easy it is to knock up a spread like this in an air fryer. And if you do like what we're doing, don't forget, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and we'll catch you in the next video. These and these are off the charts. Well, the mince pie is as well, you know, but these things are that is amazing.